Marcus Freeman addressed a lot of the questions that we have about Notre Dame and our feelings about how they ended their 2025 college football season. Let's talk about what Marcus Freeman said and why I'm so glad to see there is an adult at South Bend on Notre Dame's campus. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you think that Marcus Freeman is right about how he feels about the college football playoff? How he feels about the end of a rivalry with USC spanning back 96 games to 1926? And are you up on a scuffle involving him, son Vinny, in a wrestling match? So start with the more salacious part of this that I think is also kind of stupid and ridiculous. Marcus Freeman's son Vinny wrestles pretty damn good. Apparently, Marcus Freeman and head coach got into it. Head coach accused Marcus Freeman and tried to charge him with battery. All right. Before I get into any of this, right, let's say that nothing has happened, right, regarding Marcus Freeman and how he purported himself. He still believes, and most people believe he's right, he protected his family, and he's going to do what he needs to do as a dad. Man got a lot of kids. That's one of them. And you step to him, remember that man played linebacker at Ohio State, okay? And he still looks like he can play linebacker at Ohio State. Play linebacker in the NFL. That's why the NFL wants him. Also push that down. I'm with him on that. He's got a better job than any job in the NFL. Being a head coach of Notre Dame is always going to be a better job than any job in the NFL. Full stop. A lot of that is built around who Notre Dame is and how Notre Dame got into this predicament where we got to talk about having an adult on campus. But it's one of the best jobs in all football, just period. I don't give a damn if it's high school, college, or NFL. Notre Dame's a great job. Now, on the accusation by a wrestling coach that a parent tried to beat him up, I feel like you need to resign as wrestling coach, because ain't a wrestling coach on the planet that ain't gonna look at Marcus Freeman and go, I might lose today, but we fighting. And not only that, yo, you call the cops? You called the cops. You a wrestling coach, and there was a time when a college wrestling team might enter a bar, might pick a fight, might break some stuff, might really make some trouble. But the barkeep wasn't going to call the cops. You know why? Because the cops ain't going to get done what you want to get done. You want this behavior curbed. You want this behavior stomped out. You don't want this to ever happen again. You know who you call? The wrestling coach. You know why you call the wrestling coach? Because he can beat everybody's behind. And then they got to see him at 5 a.m. in that 110-degree wrestling room, and they're going to hate being on this planet for as long as they choose to stay there and wrestle. One of the reasons that I chose wrestling is because it only invites hard dudes. You cannot be a wrestler and not be a hard man. I was captain of my high school wrestling team. I wrestled at 133. Loved it. Won as much as I lost. Wasn't one of these dudes that could just go win 50 in a row. That wasn't me, right? But you're going to be, look, if I can get the single, I'm going for the double. Okay? If I get you back, it's over for you. I'm sticking both legs in, and I'm going to make this hurt. If I can get the banana split, we will. If you choose to try to go head up with me and lock arms, I'm getting you into a snake. I'm getting my arm underneath your shoulders. I'm getting underneath your other shoulder, and I'm flipping you, and you on your back. And I'm going for, I don't want to pin you. I don't want to pin you. You lame. You got snake. You know what I want? I want a tech. I want near fall points, and I want the tech. That's what I want. I want the tech win. I grew up watching Vision Quest. If I hear or see Loudon Swain in a dark room jumping rope with lunatic fringe on the back, you should know I am electric. I am Super Saiyan right then. My hair has gone to blue, and I'm ready Bring Freeze's ass down here. I got hands for him if I see that. Oh, my God. So the idea that the wrestling coach called the authorities. Maybe you should go coach tennis. Shuffleboard. Croquet. A soft sport. Because I got nothing else for you. On the flip side, the other thing that I thought was interesting about what Marcus Freeman did with his press conference earlier was he said, look, we cannot afford to leave our college football playoff fate up to a committee. We have to leave no doubt. Moving forward, we cannot blame somebody else. Amen, brother. Amen. Tell it to your AD. Tell it to your AD who tried to blame everybody but Notre Dame. Not one of them pointed out, y'all were started out 0-2. You lost to a team that's playing in the national championship game. All right? You lost to an A&M team that didn't even make its SEC championship game and got sunned by Texas again. You ain't got nothing to cry about. And even if you did play in a league, play for a conference championship, probably get in. How that works, right? Now, the other thing I love about saying we can't blame nobody else, he even tried to back out of it by saying I might not understand the criteria. Dog, don't none of us understand the criteria. You know what we understand? Winning. Head-to-head. Scoreboard. Miami beat Notre Dame. That makes Miami better than Notre Dame. Why is this hard? It's not. Everybody thinks they're a lawyer now. And nobody wants to take their ass whooping. That's the problem here. That's what it's come down to. Football's not a sport for soft people, and yet I see a lot of soft talk. Wait. You mean to tell me you think you should get in the college football playoff over a team that beat you with the same record? Get over there. Get over there. No, you playing for 2026. But you know what? It would have been fine because all y'all need to do is show up to the Pop-Tart Bowl, beat the hell out of somebody, and do what Notre Dame does, which is claim a national championship that ain't yours. But now you get to say, hey, we know the world is against us. They're not going to let us in, blah, blah, blah. The same thing that everybody says about this. They don't want us in. No, we just know what the record is, and we're adults. Duh. Which is another reason why I don't understand this USC move. Okay, so USC wanted to move the Notre Dame USC rivalry to week 0, which I think is a great idea because it would give us a meaningful rivalry game to start the season that people would watch. Most of the week 0 games is sorry, and we watch them because we're starving for college football. Moving one of the oldest and best-known rivalry games to week 0 also helps it stand out at a time when we're not really checking for USC Notre Dame unless y'all are top 10 teams, right? In the way that we're always checking for Ohio State and Michigan, for instance. Or now that Texas and A&M is back on the schedule, we always check it for it. Or we're checking for Bama, Auburn. Or we check it for Auburn, Georgia. Or we check it for Georgia, Florida. Or Florida State. Y'all ain't got that kind of cachet because neither one of y'all been good together. It's been a long time since y'all been good together. Notre Dame's been good. USC can't even make the college football playoff. But then you're talking about we don't think that it's best for Notre Dame football for us to be playing a week 0 game against USC. Sounds to me like you don't want to play football against a team that could beat you. Which, you know what, is very Notre Dame of you.